Hello. Do you want to hear about how you and your family can be a part of great causes within the community? How you can impact your future generations, your children? Well, you should tune in. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this show.
TCT presents Public Report, a look at the issues and events of importance to our viewing area. Now, here's your host.
Welcome to today's edition of Public Report. I'm your host, Latezes Bridges, and it's such a pleasure to be in the studio today with Kanika Turrentine, President and Executive Director of Infinite Possibilities. I know you guys are interested in learning about how your family can be empowered, how your children can be empowered, how you can impact future generations. Well, this organization is doing just that. Welcome, Ms. Turrentine. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm so interested in getting involved in this conversation. I want to be empowered. I want my children, my future children, to be empowered. Tell us about your great organization, Infinite Possibilities.
Well, Infinite Possibilities is a comprehensive supportive services agency. So we offer an array of services specifically to families headed by single mothers, but we do have programs that are open and targeted towards men as well, and also children who are at risk, youth who are at risk, or individuals who have had adverse situations that happen in their lives in general.
That's a lot. Now, we're a part of a society that has lots of adversity going on, economic adversity, and even from a family dynamic standpoint. It seems like you guys hit on a lot. Tell me about the population specifically that you serve. You mentioned men and women, and what you have to offer for them specifically.
Specifically, as I mentioned, we do single mothers. Our goal, our mission with single mothers is to promote growth, responsibility, and self-sufficiency amongst households headed by single mothers. For that very reason, we do live in a society, specifically in North Carolina, where 26% of children live in single-parent headed households. So that is a very pertinent issue. We also service teen moms as well. So when we think of single moms, we think of women who could have hit that challenge, whether they were divorced, widowed, or they had a baby out of wedlock. We focus on the entire spectrum of single moms, teen moms, and youth. For our youth, we do offer youth development programs as well as clinical counseling and therapy for those who have faced trauma in their lives. We also offer homeless assistance programs for any individual, whether it's a man or a woman, who has faced a housing crisis in their lives, as well as we do support groups. We offer continuing education through GED classes. We offer a variety of programs that holistically deals with every aspect of the individual, from feeding them to clothing them, to getting them housed, to continuing their education, to empowering them, as well as providing scholarships to continue their education beyond high school.
That's so much, and we're going to break down each of those areas for the viewing audience today so they can make sure they have a good understanding of what's available to them in the community. Now, with the society's economic condition, there's a lot of challenges that the general families face, and these are families that may be working. How can they connect to your organization, and what benefits for those who are struggling in their finances and they might be working?
Yes, certainly our programs are not specifically targeted to low-income individuals, because we do realize that you can have a successful woman who is raising children by herself, who could be making six figures and may be dealing with the challenges or struggles of having to raise a child by herself. For that individual, our support groups we find beneficial, where they're able to connect with other women who are raising children by themselves as well. In addition to that, there's opportunities for individuals within families to give back or volunteer. We do feel like once you've accomplished an obstacle in your life, the best support for that is to be able to talk with somebody else about how they can overcome that as well.
Right. So I want to hear a little bit more about, there's so many different populations. Those who are struggling to make ends meet, they have two-parent households and everyone's working. There's some people who have been dislocated. And with the unemployment rate right now, there's a lot of people who have been affected by unemployment, and they're looking for jobs and they're having a difficult time. They can connect directly to you guys and, one, get empowered, because it can be challenging to stay motivated in that kind of situation. Tell me about those motivational sessions.
Yeah, specifically we do offer our counseling services to those individuals who are challenged with facing what they're facing due to unemployment or housing crisis. Our housing program specifically is for those individuals who have because of unemployment, have had to move or live in a place that's not meant for human habitation. So they could be living in a shelter, a street, or a car. They have to be referred to us by another organization, and then we work with them at that point, getting them back on their feet. So if they need job skills, employability training connected to WIA programs, we can do that and make those referrals for them, as well as they can come into our office and use our computers to do job searches, and our peer support specialist is able to assist them one-on-one so that they can complete a resume as well as do job searches and make certain calls that they may not be confident to make within themselves at that time. Our peer support specialist does offer that one-on-one assistance.
That's awesome. It seems like you guys are a one-stop shop to come in and get prepared for the work environment, and also to get the motivation that you need to keep doing that search sometimes when it gets challenging. I want to take it back a second. As with an organization like this that does so many great services, there are great people behind the organization, and it comes with vision and leadership. You are the founder. How did you come to put all of this together and give it back to the community?
Yeah, certainly. One of the things that I definitely believe is that we don't often understand why we face certain things in our lives and what we experience, but everything that we experience is used somewhere in our life to either empower ourselves, empower others. My own personal story as the founder and CEO of this organization, my background is business, as well as I spent 7 years as an educator inside the classroom and seeing a large majority of students who lived in households where they were living with a parent, just only a mom, so they didn't have a support system. Myself, as a single mother, I became a single mom at the age of 25. Though I had completed college, was working on completed graduate school, that happened in a time in my life where I just didn't think that was supposed to happen, coming from a two-parent household, having parents who are pastors, and at the age of 25 to become a single mom, that was devastating for me, and I did not understand at the time why that had to happen or why it happened as it's such. But when I came back to North Carolina and I began to work in the classroom, and I began to see other children who were living like my son was living, in a single mother-headed household, and for me, I was seeing something that I did not want to see in my son. I was seeing what society was saying the statistics are for children who live in single-parent households, how they will end up in poverty, more than likely end up in prison and jail. Also, repeat the cycle. And for me and my son, that was not possible. And that's one of the things that I understood, that there were some things that I needed to make sure the foundation for him was laid, that I pushed education, that I had a strong support system, and that myself as a single mother, that I lived a life in front of him that will not cause him to get into adverse situations in his own life. And so from that, it was really a God-led vision. I left the school system in 2009 simply on a vision from God had given me to say, this is why this happened, and this is what you need to do to educate other women, because you'll be able to raise a single mother. There's nothing that will stop you. There will be unlimited possibilities, but you need to show other women the same thing. And so that's where Infinite Possibilities comes from.
Powerful, powerful. The testimony behind the development of Infinite Possibilities is just that each person, no matter what they've gone through, no matter what challenges they faced, there are endless possibilities.
Yes.
The possibilities are infinite. That's powerful. Now, how do you translate that particular vision to those women who are coming in there? And say, for right now, for those who may be watching, there might be a young lady who has had a situation occur in her life where she wasn't expecting to become pregnant, but she feels that there aren't opportunities for her. What would you say to her?
I would say that this point in your life is not the end. This is just the beginning of what's to come. You can still get up from where you are. You can still accomplish your dreams. I believe wholeheartedly in writing down what your plans are. And though something has presented an obstacle, so to speak, in the way, you can still accomplish your dream or your goal. It just may take you a little longer. It may take a little more dedication, but still work towards getting that, what you accomplish. Having a child did not say that your dream cannot be accomplished. It just means you had to manage a little bit harder to get that done. And so you have to connect with the right people, making sure you have people around you. And if your family is not supportive, if you don't have supportive friends, reaching out to our organization. We offer a listening ear at all times. We offer support and empowerment that could get you to that end result, because we are all about getting you to that place with you're making your dream a reality and understanding that your dream did not die once you had a child.
That's awesome. Now, we're talking about women, and women are the ones who give birth, but I mean, they are a part of family units, and the child has a father. So how do you guys connect the two, even for families that are intact, but those that might be displaced?
How we engage the fathers, as I mentioned before, our programs are specifically for women with children who are single-handedly doing that, but we do encourage any parent who is having challenges with their child. Our youth development program, which is an in-school program, majority of those, we probably have 90% that are in single-parent headed households, but we also have some children who are in two-parent households, whether it's a parent and a step-parent. We still encourage the whole family to be involved. So we offer parental involvement sessions. We do education sessions that the whole family can come out, because we just don't want to educate the young person, but we encourage the parents to be involved as well. Our GED program is offered and open to anybody, whether you come from a single parent headed household or you are in a two-parent headed household. We encourage individuals to complete the dream which they set forth in their lives when they were even little children and they imagined seeing themselves somewhere. So we try at all possibilities to encourage anyone if we have the resources to do so.
Awesome. Engaging everyone. Our focus definitely would be single parent head of households, but the community at large can benefit from the vast array of services that you guys provide. I want to go back for those who may have just tuned in to a couple of key services that you mentioned when we began this show. You mentioned education, GED programming. You also mentioned empowerment sessions for those who are facing challenges, economic, whether it be personal, emotional challenges that we all face from time to time. You guys have services, counseling. How important is it for people who are in a situation that they didn't expect, or even if sometimes you do expect certain situations, illnesses with relatives? How does counseling help people? Some people feel uncomfortable getting involved with counseling services.
That's one of the things, as the founder and the CEO, we wanted to incorporate within the business is to understand that even though you've had a situation to happen in your life, that affects you mentally. We often say, a mind is a terrible thing to waste, but we don't do a lot of things to kind of keep our mind in focus. Sometimes, most individuals, they'll go to the doctor for if their back hurts, if their toe hurts, but when your mind hurts, what do? And that's the place where all of our struggles start in our mind. Stress, a lot of our physical ailments are related to stress. And if we would just understand that keeping our mental health in shape by exercising that, having that time to be able to talk with somebody and pour, somebody who's trained and can actually give you sound advice, to pour what you're dealing with out on them, and then listen to having that process and somebody to listen to you, give you the opportunity to strategize how to get through that can impact your life greatly, and it can set you on a different path. It's a key in getting to where you want to get to. In order to accomplish your dream, you have to deal with past issues. And in doing that, we feel like counseling services by a trained individual, it does not make you look like you're crazy. It does not have to end in offering you medication, but we all, at all points in our lives, need to have that person we can talk to that can give us sound advice or just can be that listening ear.
That's awesome. It's for every person, every walk of life, no matter what background, just having a listening ear by a trained professional who can help you strategize, who can hear what you're saying in a comfortable, safe environment and help you put a plan together. And it's all about planning, right?
Yes.
Making any goal. Planning. It starts with planning. I want to hear how, for people who might be faced with a challenge, economic, you've overcome challenges in your own life, and you created an organization now that feeds the community with education. How do we do that if we're looking to take a challenging situation and turn it around and maybe start our own organization that can help those in the community?
Certainly, as I mentioned before, I believe everything we experience in our lives is not just for us, but it's for us to educate other people. So if there's a gift or talent within you that you feel like can benefit somebody else, I'm not saying that your goal may not be to start a business, but it can be your story can impact somebody else in a positive way. But it starts before you can start telling someone else how to get up. You have to make the motions to get up yourself. So I would say to anyone, take the time to volunteer specifically within our organization. If you are a single mom or a man that's come from a single mother-headed household, or just a person in general who's overcome challenges, you've overcome homelessness, you've overcome being unemployed and not having any income, then we invite you into our sessions and to give back, because that's still an opportunity for you to defeat what once held you by being able to tell other people how they can too get up.
That's awesome. Now, the possibilities are infinite. Are they infinite for those in the Triad area? How do people in general in our viewing audience vicinity get in contact with you guys to connect?
Yeah, definitely through our website, which is www.infinitepossibilitiesinc.com. We also have a Facebook page, which is facebook.com/infinitepossibilitiesinc, one word. In addition to that, we also have a Twitter account, so you can connect directly through Twitter or call us, email us, whatever way you can. We promise we will get back with you.
That's awesome. And I think with the advancements in social media and technology, is just so many ways to engage people. Would you say that a lot of the young people maybe that you service, young ladies, are they accessible via social media?
Yes, definitely. We put a lot of our programs, our events on social media, and we get a lot of hits back from just posting those things out or just posting an empowerment message. We get a lot of feedback, personal messages sent through our accounts, personal messages sent through our website from all over the United States of people who've read something or they saw our video on our website, which is our inspiration video. It's a collage of array of women of all races we show the side of them when they were struggling as a single mom, and then we take them into being, women, a mother and a son praying together. And so there's strength even in that. So we get messages all the time from young people, old people, about our video, about our services, or just reading and saying, I too had the same story. And we certainly want to connect on the services that you offer.
Powerful. Now, the services that you offer, we spoke about them briefly in the beginning. We always want to re-emphasize for those who might be tuning in later. Infinite Possibilities, a community-based organization that serves the community in lieu of empowerment, helping families to unify and be sustainable. What are the main services that you would say are the key ones that you would love people to connect to?
Well, as a CEO, we think all of our services are key. So,
right, I'm sure.
Our continuing education, our GED classes, we offer those during the day, Monday and Tuesday from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Our counseling services, which is open to individuals and families. Our case management services, which we do pro bono. We have volunteers to come in and put you on a personal success plan. We call that our PSP. So if you come in with issues, our peer support specialist will sit down with you and help you, assist you in mapping out a plan for your life, and then we work to help you accomplish that plan. Our rapid rehousing program, which is a federally funded program which provides rental assistance, case management, credit repair, financial planning for individuals who are homeless. That is one of our key and new services, which we have been able to help women and men who are living in adverse situations, either in the shelter or they're living in their car, to be able to get rehoused and to do that quickly. And then we provide them with a year of case management and credit repair and financial planning services. Our youth development programs is one thing that we pride ourselves in. Our teen outreach program, more specifically, which is a national program. We are one of 10 organizations within the state of North Carolina that actually house that program. Wow. And we house it in school. We have approximately 120 students enrolled in that program in grades 6 through 8. And that's a holistic youth development program that it just does not focus on premarital sex or sex ed education, comprehensive sexuality, but it teaches them, it empowers them. We do college trips, we do interpersonal skills, mentoring. Our students participate. One of the key points is service learning, teaching them even at 6th grade that they too have a voice and they do too have talents and gifts that they can give back to the community. So they come up with ideas, they see what the needs are in their own community and develop projects around that. So our kids have done upwards between almost 1,000 hours of community service just on ideas that they have come up with to do within the community, and then rallying their other youth to get involved. Our summer programs, which we offer mini camps, and it's just not a standard reading and math education, but we do leadership training. Our Young Investors Club, which is birthed out of our summer program, focuses on adolescents between the ages of 8 to 10, and it teaches them about business principles and money management. And they've already developed a for-profit business they're going to work that will go to our scholarship fund, because we do provide Dreams to Reality scholarships for seniors living in a single mother-headed household who are attending a 4-year college. There's a variety of things that we do offer. Our Baby Bucks thrift store, which is our new item that we are almost finished and ready to unveil to the public, offers baby items, baby furniture, car seats, clothing, Pampers to teen moms who are enrolled in our program, either our program or one of our partner organizations programs, as well as our awareness campaigns. We do an array of awareness campaigns centered around domestic violence. We do at least 5 events throughout the year centered around abuse, victims of abuse, and how to get past that. One of our signature events is our Fit to Love event that teaches individuals, everyone, that they were made to be loved and that they are fit to love. They are favored, intelligent, talented, and can be loved.
That is awesome. I don't even know where to begin. It sounds like Infinite Possibilities has infinite number of ways that people can connect, be empowered, be educated, move from a tough situation and overcome it and excel in lots of different areas. I know that you guys serve North Carolina at large, but I want to hear about where you're housed, the community in which you guys are housed, and why you chose that specific area.
Well, we are housed in Vance County. We are not limited to that service area because we serve an array of people beyond that area. We are one office in 2 locations. We have a school site, and we're getting ready to open a 3rd site come the summer of this year. Vance County has, it's near to me because I grew up and I was raised there. I never thought after leaving college that I would be back there because it's a small community. We have about 45,000 people, but Vance County has been unfortunately high in a lot of adverse risk factors. More specifically, our teenage pregnancy rate, our 5-year average in Vance County is 106.9, meaning 1 out of every 10 girls is getting pregnant. And we've been consistently high in the state for years. Thankfully, this year, to the gracious work that the organizations do within that area, we have dropped to number 8, which is historic. But we have a significantly high unemployment rate, talking about 13.5%. 56% of children in Vance County live in single mother-headed households. So there is and 96% of students in our school system in Vance County are on free and reduced lunch. So there are certainly challenges for families, for youth, for individuals in Vance County. So why not be there? It was purpose in me coming back there, though I didn't know it at the time, that this would be the area that coming back to a familiar place and being able to develop programs that can help my community. When I left the school system, to be able to do kind of the social work that teachers are forced to do now on the outside that will help my fellow colleagues who are still in the classroom, that if I can do the legwork on the outside, that I can help them in the classroom. And I still consider myself to be a teacher. I just have a larger classroom.
That's right. And we just want to honor those like yourselves who have taken wealth of skills, knowledges, and them back to areas where you grew up, your very own communities, to give back to young people. And they need organizations like yours, Infinite Possibilities. And for the last few moments, I want you to Tell us exactly the message that people who are listening, who want to volunteer, who have been waiting for this perfect opportunity to give their teaching expertises, their accounting expertises, their event planning expertises, how can they help support the cause? How can they sow into great projects such as yours, Infinite Possibilities?
As I mentioned before, our website, our Facebook, social media pages are a great way to connect to us. Our website gives you the opportunity to donate online. One of the great things that we contribute to the success of Infinite Possibilities is we were accepted into the Food Lion Community Rewards Program, where as an organization, you can just register your MVP card online, put in our organization code, which is 252594 on foodline.com, and every time you shop, is not any money that's coming out of your pocket. A portion of that money comes back to our organization. So I encourage anyone, that's one of the key ways, is that giving your time. Definitely, we have an array of volunteer opportunities, especially with the summer program coming up and our summer feeding program coming up. We have opportunities where someone can volunteer, so we just invite anyone to connect with us through those methods, and we will definitely put you to work in some capacity.
That's awesome, but I know that there are tons of civic groups, church organizations, faith-based organizations that are looking for an opportunity to connect and support, and it's all about collaboration for great causes such as yours and the impact that you guys are making on the community. So we honor you. For the last few seconds, I feel that we should just reiterate a message of hope to those who need empowerment, who need inspiration to get through that challenge that they might be facing right now. Let them know that the possibilities are infinite.
Definitely. I will say that your life is where you are right now is not the end of your life. This is just the beginning. Your ladder can be greater. Where you are, you have to get up from where you are and make strides to surrounding yourself with positive people, reaching out to individuals, calling someone if they're not near you, but calling somebody to empower you and let you know that there is hope, that this is not the end, that your life can be transformed, that the next generation that has come out of you can be different, and the dreams that you once had can become reality. But it requires you to make a step and to move towards doing that.
Powerful. I've thoroughly enjoyed this conversation with Kanika Turrentine, founder and president, Infinite Possibilities. They're serving North Carolina and abroad, and they are so available for you, your church group, your organization, to connect, to volunteer, to donate, support a great cause. We're educating young people. They're educating adults. They are focusing on building healthy families and sustaining future generations. The possibilities are infinite. Connect with Infinite Possibilities. Thanks for tuning in today, Public Report. It's been a pleasure. We hope you've enjoyed.
This has been Public Report. Public Report discusses the issues of interest and importance to our viewing area. Please remember that the views expressed by our guests are their own and do not necessarily represent the views of TCT or the station.